And if I should ask you now to tell me about time, how it is short or long by turns, why there is always too much or too little, but never quite the right amount, how would you answer me? Would you tell me to wait on a pair of silver scales when the cold light of a snow moon pierces the bedspread like an icicle? Or measure it against the song of a lark in the sky over the rough grass as it rises and rises until the singer disappears from sight? Perhaps you would bid me count the scales on a sea bass or the oak leaves in an ancient forest and see how far I get. No. You would say this, again, patient, smiling, watching me stitch. The mechanics of it aren't important. The hows and the whys are irrelevant. The long and the short of it is this. We need only to feel every inch of it, the warp and the weft of its fabric, the Hessian dull and the taffeta tarty, until we no longer can, until it runs out.
I've started talking to my garden, the hawthorn hedge. In my last stroll around the garden at dusk, I love this hedge, once an ancient marker for a traveller's trod. I thought it was a faint breeze, but it persisted until I heard a soft voice call, "Am I safe with you?" I had no idea where it was coming from until again it sighed, "Press close to my green jacket, the one I always wear in spring. I need to talk. I know you left holes for the hedgehogs and allow mice to run across my feet, moles to scurry, and foxes to slink, as you know they hate open fields. You are gentle with my grooming, but I am hearing horrifying news. My neighbours tell me of privet and holly disappearing overnight, replaced by block paving. Old Henry the beech on the corner, who can see everything, tells me that number 23 and number 25 slaughtered a cypress between them during an argument. And the sweet box in the avenue, you know the one I mean, was ripped and tossed into plastic bags while still alive. So if I should go, keep a note, a message, that I filtered your air, gave you oxygen, did my best. I cannot bear to think of the blackbird zooming in and finding both of us gone.
I had just been getting ready to go out dancing for the evening when a magician appeared in my bedroom and said, "I'll have some spring rolls with that." Well, I was a bit taken aback, and I didn't quite know what to say, but after what seemed to be a very long time, I said, "I don't have any spring rolls." "Oh no," he said, "I was particularly looking forward to the spring rolls. I came here specially." "I don't know what you mean," I said. "Oh no," he said, looking around. "You mean this isn't Wang's Chinese takeaway in Pickering?" So I said, "No." Then he sat on the edge of the bed, looking a bit, well, crestfallen. I was particularly looking forward to the spring rolls, he said. Oh, sorry, I said. Then he started patting his pockets. Then he stood up and started patting them a bit more frantically. He took off his shoes and shook them out. 2 white doves flew up and perched on the headboard, but apparently they weren't what he was looking for. Then he reached into one of the inside pockets and pulled out a magic wand that instantly went droopy and turned into a bunch of flowers. Then he said, "Oh dear, that's not the right one." "Not the right what?" I asked. "Magic wand," he said. "The real one is in my other jacket." "What does that even mean?" I said. "Is that a problem?" "Yes," he said. "I can't get back without it." "Get back where?" I asked. "Back home. I'm afraid it means I'm stuck here," he said. "You can't be," I said. "This is my bedroom." "I realise that now," he said. "I should have realised that when there was no menu on the wall. The tiger picture is quite nice, though." "Perhaps you'd better go now," I said. "You can get the bus to Pickering, though I'm not sure the Chinese takeaway will be open this early." "I can't do that," he said. "Well, I'd give you a lift, but I don't generally offer lifts to strangers, and I was about to go out." "No, what I mean is, I can't get out of this room." "Of course you can," I said. "There's a door right there, and quite frankly, I'd be rather pleased if you'd use it." "No," he said. "What I mean is, I used a space-time continuity convection vortex to get here, and seeing as I left my wand in my other jacket, it kind of leaves me stuck here, as I'm frozen in place by an invisible, transcendental, bifolding force field." "But it's my bedroom," I said. "I know," he said. "Sorry." This was rather awkward. And then his manner changed, and he looked at me, smiling. "Still, look on the bright side. It could have been a lot worse, but I see you've got an ensuite shower room and toilet." I just looked at him. "You can't mean you're going to be staying in here?" "Yes, for a while at least. At least I'll have to. Though I'm sure my assistant will instantly wonder where I've got to when she gets back from her 2-week holiday in Andromeda. Shame she only left this morning. But my wand will be beeping when she gets back, and she'll notice I've put my plate in the oven to warm, and another clue, I've left the Chinese takeaway menu on the table. But this isn't a Chinese takeaway." "I know, but don't worry," he said. "She'll work out my exact coordinates from the tracking devices on the rabbits." "What rabbits?" I asked. "These ones," he said, as he opened his jacket and 2 white rabbits jumped out. "You can't stay here for 2 weeks," I said. "Can't be helped," he said. "Why don't you just call her while she's away?" I asked. "She wouldn't mind, surely, in the circumstances." "Out of range," he said, as if I'd asked something really stupid. "Oh dear," I said, now fully realising that this was about to become a new kind of normal for me, as I'd already started thinking about buying a rabbit hutch. "If you wouldn't mind getting me a cup of tea, I'd be very grateful," he said. "It'll help settle my nerves." And then, just as I was heading out of the bedroom door to put the kettle on, he said, "And perhaps, after that, you could pop out to Pickering and get me some of those nice spring rolls."
I'm running on empty, struggling off the floor, finding each day harder than the one that went before. So maybe it's time, and maybe they'll find something to blame it all on. So I'll waste my time thinking of past lives, 'cause I've had enough for 2. Ooh, maybe it's question. There's too much left undone. Still, I'm gonna stay here. Some things can't be outrun. So don't tell me it's true, and don't tell me I'll lose everything I cling on to. And I know this will end, and I'll get up again. Just gotta see it through. Ooh, maybe it's gone.